Hi.
It's so good to have you back. Can you hear us? Can you hear me? I cannot see your video.
Now you can see. I'll fix it in a moment.
Okay, so Dr. Suzanne, thank you for joining the meeting. And first of all,
Uh,
first of all, it's our third meeting, and I know that you are expecting something from us. That's why you're joining this meeting again. So I want to understand that. Like, what is it that you're looking for? Like, what are your expectations from us?
I don't remember that being that was the reason for the meeting a third time.
Okay, so
I
let me
have a
give
pretty
you.
good memory.
That's completely fine. Let me just
Go ahead.
okay, let me remind you what we talked about earlier. So, my name is Zar, and this is my associate, Aliha. She's our marketing manager.
Hi,
So,
hi, Dr. Suzanne.
Hi.
It's so nice to meet you finally.
Yes. And your name is again?
Aliha.
Okay. Where are you
Yeah,
from?
yeah, I'm from
That's what I
Pakistan.
was trying to figure out whether it was a Pakistan or India. I was because I know the accent, but it's slightly different sometimes. So yes.
Okay.
yeah. So we are based in Pakistan, Dr.
Okay.
Suzanne. So earlier we talked about like getting new clients. So basically, we want to make your life easier. It would be good. It would be better if I give you a presentation of like 5 to 10 minutes. Is that fine?
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Mhm.
let me share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
And now this is what you can expect from us. So we give you 20 plus guaranteed clients every 30 days, right? So these 20 clients, they will be new clients. We will not include the previous clients that we provide to you. And in addition to that, we also nurture and financially qualify those leads. So what does nurture and financial qualification mean? I'll explain in the later part of this presentation. And then we also make your life easier by integrating a few automations into your business. We also have a strategic vision. When we work with a partner, we consider the short term goals and the long term goals as well. So we have a strategic vision for you as well. We expect your business to grow by 40% year on year. Every year, we'll try to grow your business by 40%. We aim to increase your profitability and decrease your marketing costs. That is the cost that you incur in your business for marketing. Our ultimate vision or ultimate goal is to scale your outreach, like to introduce you to new states, to set up your telehealth services, to just to introduce you to the whole US. So basically, we'll be branding you in a professional way. Now, how does it work? You might ask. So this is the exact process that we follow. First, we set up your social media accounts and your Meta ad manager. Meta is basically a company that owns Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. So we set up your account with Meta and then we design 3 ad creatives for you. So these are some examples. This is an image ad, this is a story ad, and this is a standard video ad. So these are some examples. Now, these creatives are based on, like, since we only work with marriage counselors, so these creatives are based on 3 points. So the first creative is based on the pain points, which is like we invite people emotionally to your practice. So it could be when someone is losing emotional connection with their partner, or they have trust issues, or they have disagreements about things, or they're going to a life transition, so on and so forth. Or our next ad creative is based on desires. Dr. Suzanne, are you following me? Am I
Yes.
perfect? So the next ad creative is based on desires. So it is more like a constructive invitation. We are not targeting them emotionally, but constructively. It could be the desire to reconnect with a partner, or to align goals with their partner, or to make the relationship more functional, or unified parenting, support through life challenges, etc., etc. So this is more like a constructive invitation, we and not an emotional one. And lastly, the last ad creative is based on the social proof that you have. For example, you have an immense experience in the field. You are a doctor, so you have a PhD. So it could be, we basically highlight your qualifications, your degrees, your experience, the places that you've worked at, the clients that you've worked with. So we don't disclose anything about clients, but this is just your social proof that what makes you capable of providing this service, why they should come to you, and what's out there for them. So these are the basically the 3 types of invitations that we focus on. We have seen this, we have tried these, and these works like great with our other counselors. And then once we create these ad creatives, we try to generate leads for you using these creatives. So we extract leads through a customized lead form. That is, when somebody clicks your ad and they're interested in your service, if they click on the ad, a form appears in front of them. This is an example of a form. Like they enter full name, their email, their phone number, their counseling type, preferred appointment date, their address, and their preferred contact method. So all of these information, when it comes to us, we follow up with them using a sequence of events in order to book them into your calendar. So these are the sequence of events. For example, now we get two types of prospect. One that have already made up their mind. They're ready to come to you. They're ready to book their appointment. And one who have just filled the form yet, but they're not ready yet. So we make them ready. This is the follow-up process. So first of all, since we have their phone number, their email, and their Facebook account, so we reach out to them, and whichever platform they choose to reply on, we schedule a call with them in-house. So you don't do that. We do that for you, right? We call them that, hey, thank you for filling the form and how we may help you. So once we start the conversation with them, we nurture them, we answer any questions that they may have, any confusions, any questions that they may have, we answer them, and then we financially qualify them. Financially qualification means that since you're a private counselor and you don't accept most insurance types, you don't accept insurance, so we make sure that the client is willing to pay by cash, credit, or debit. So these are the three payment types that you accept, right? So once we understand that they're willing to show up on an agreed time and they're willing to pay by one of your payment methods, we send them an invoice, and then we book them into your calendar. So this is the process. And if you have any questions in this presentation, please, I would love to take your questions.
None right now.
All right. So now we can go back to our meeting.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, Dr. Suzanne, now we have a few short questions for you. Like, what is your occupancy rate right now? Like, how much
What
time?
is,
What is your occupancy rate right now? Like, for example, if you can handle, let's say 20 clients every single day, how much clients are you getting?
well, I do two different phases with both ends of my business, and one is spiritual and one is health, and health, mental, emotional, physical, so forth. And when I'm scheduling an appointment with somebody, depending on what their needs are, where they're at, depending whether it's physical, mental, emotional, whatever's going on, a lot of times it's all of it.
Exactly.
With the health, a lot of health problems start in the emotions, our mental attitudes. Drugs, of course, is another thing that affects the way people think and behave. So, or diet, nutrition, we'll use that word, it's better, nutrition. So I get an awareness of where they're coming from, what they're looking for, because that's my goal, is to work with them from that. And then once we have all that categorized, we then determine how much time they're going to need in their first session. My sessions go anywhere from an hour to 3 hours. They've gone longer. I really nick it at 3. I don't want to go 3.5. I've gone as long as 5 hours with a client, patient.
That's a lot of time.
Yeah, it is a long time. And it's a lot of money for them. But, sometimes people just want a lot in the bucket. My primary is a 2-hour, because I can get really quite a bit done in that 2 hours, and they're not sitting too long. It goes pretty fast. The time really goes by and they go, really? And I said, yep, so most of the time when they wind up booking a 1-hour appointment, they start going over. And then I have to either cut it or they have to pay for it. And, it becomes messy in a way. I mean, I would love to continue, but they limited it to an hour. And, we are humans and we have a lot going on. It's not like a dog. I can tell my service dog something, he gets it and he does it. He may retaliate a tiny bit, but then he'll still do it. Yeah. And with humans, half the time that we're having a conversation, they're not listening. Their mind is thinking about something from the past or something for the future, and I lose them in those periods, whether they're not even aware that they're doing it, but we all do it. We're all guilty of that. Paying attention to the guidelines and answering the questions that they need to follow suit with, because I've been working with people on all different levels. So when you ask me how many, it really depends on the person and how much they're willing to spend. How many sessions they're wanting to do. A lot of times I offer package programs where they commit to, they'll do a 3-month or a 6-month or a 9-month type of program that they have to prepay for. I do not take breakdown payments. There could be exceptions to the rule depending on their seriousness and they understand, because if they're let me gather my thoughts here and say this correctly to you. People are in a mindset manner, and if they're constantly coming from the negative, and I'm using that word very loosely, extremely loosely, or yeah, I know. Well, if you know, then why are you here? In other words, you don't know. People who say these things and they don't know. We should be in a state of awareness, but when you say, I know, they don't. They're just sloughing it off. They don't realize it, but that's what's happening. So I have to catch them. Or when they're using negative words, well, I can't do this and I won't do that. Well, can't means won't. That's, as far as I'm concerned, that's the definition of can't. In the human species, we won't do it. We don't want to do it, we don't like it, kind of thing. So getting to those things, making them aware of it. So again, it's very challenging for me to give you a number based on the times that people are scheduling appointments with me. I see patients Monday through Fridays and some Saturdays, depending on whether I have events on the weekends.
Okay, if I may interrupt you here, like how much do you charge hourly?
Right now, my pay is $220 an hour.
Okay, and there's another question that's related to this one. How many sessions do your usual client need? Like normally a marriage.
It depends on the person. It depends. When I start getting into the spiritual, I can feel if they're really getting this or not, because I have a lot of tools that I've studied on my own or created through my own situation of being married and so forth. Neither of my marriages ended in a bad way. It just, I had to get out of the first one because it was abuse and I wasn't going to stay there. Perfect. End of story, And the second one had to do with his addiction to drugs. And we still talk, and we have been divorced for decades. But he still calls me up and we'll have conversations. I don't call him, but he'll call me. And, it's a friendly thing. There's no bitterness from either of us. It is what it is. It's harvest the good and forget the rest, release it. It's not going to go anywhere. So I've studied a lot on my own from a spiritual standpoint. I find that works the best because I'm really engaging in them, the person, not just the issue. So everybody is treated individually. It's not a cookie cutter mold in any aspect of my businesses that I do. So, and if we, it's going to depend on the person. I usually have a pretty good idea towards the end of the session how much they're going to need. What are you willing to do? When I give them certain examples, I have tools. Are you willing to read a book that I recommend, and how I want you to read that book? Because I would like to give them the tools to help them grow while they're not communicating with me.
I still remember
Does that make sense?
yeah, it makes sense. And I still remember one of the things that you taught me, and I follow it I followed it and it works pretty great. You told me that whenever you read a book, you should read it aloud.
You're reading a self-help book, you read it out loud so you can hear it, see it, and get the vibration of the intonation. And I sometimes have to reread a sentence or go back to a paragraph because I want to mull this. I don't want to just sit there and read words. And that's what most people do. And I'm indulged in multiple books every week. I mean, I'm constantly, and I'm even in a reading group that deals with this.
You have
You
to get
know,
involved.
Excuse me?
You have to get involved
I
in the
have a
book.
coach, and I work with a very high quality coach myself, and I coach people. And my coach, who's $1 million person, okay, she has a coach who's a multi-million dollar, and Peggy's coach is a billionaire. So we learn from each other. It's not about the money, it's about what we're doing and growing.
Exactly.
You
So,
know?
Dr. Suzanne,
Yes.
whenever I talk to you, like I find you, like you are full of wisdom. You're a great person, and you're a great counselor. I can see that. So we here really want to work with you. We want to work with you. We want to introduce you to the world. You do great with your telehealth services. Do you currently offer telehealth? That is like sessions on Zoom.
I have not set up my own Zoom. I mean, I have a Zoom to obviously do Zoom meetings, but I have yet to set it up. It's on my list of so many things I have to do. And I just haven't gotten to it yet.
Okay, so do you have any preferences in clients? Like, what is there any certain type of clients that you want to accept, or like financially, or demographic, according to
Definitely going to have to.
demographic?
Okay, obviously financially they have to be able to afford the service.
Yeah,
Obviously,
but there are the factor of insurance too.
age doesn't matter to me. I've discovered through my years, because I'm much older than you both, I get along really, really great with, from like, I don't know what it is, maybe because I have nieces and nephews of that age group, from their mid-20s into their 30s, and I have one who now 40 or 41. I resonate with them on some level. I'm non-judgmental, and I work very diligently at being non-judgmental to anybody. In the same token, I've communicated with people older than myself. Generally, I don't have that in the marriage aspect. I'm in my 70s. So, just so you know, it's like I find that type of relationship. And there are times, because I am extremely intuitive, I connect with a person's soul, and I know what's going on. They don't even have to tell me. I'm serious. And they don't have to tell me that they're being abused, and I'll know they're being abused.
Wow.
Yeah. I'll give you one example. I had a woman who came into me for my spiritual work, and
Okay.
she and her boyfriend had split up or whatever, and she really wanted to be with him. And what I was receiving from her soul was this was a harmful relationship. And I told her, well, that's good. You need to go and find yourself, get to know yourself, study yourself. This is a time for you. Well, I really want to be with him, that kind of a thing. And I said, well, you need really to spend time with yourself, because you don't even know who you are. You have to love yourself. You have to like yourself, and I don't say it with rambling it off. I talk about each thing in detail. With you guys, I'm just rambling it off. She came back a couple of weeks later, like 2 weeks maybe, still wanting the same thing. And what the message I received from her soul was, he's going to kill her. Well, I didn't tell her that, okay?
God.
What I said to her was, being with him could get worse. I would not plant a seed, even with people's health, and I'm a doctor. I don't say, you have ABC. I say, I believe that you might need to see another type of doctor to help you. Because what if I'm wrong? There are a lot of people out there that want an excuse for not doing, not taking care of. And I see that in people. So instead of my telling them what I know that they have MS, I say, I think, and they'll say, like, well, why? Well, if they've come to me for, like, say, a massage or myofascial work or cranial sacral, and they've gone to a chiropractor, that leads me right into saying, well, maybe a neurologist could help you. I know the neurologist is going to talk about MS, but I find a way to get them to seriously consider going in to be checked. And every time that they've done it, I've heard back that that's what they had. But I still stick to my guns. I do not plant seeds in people. I will give them tools to make changes, but never, ever plant a seed that they may go with it and say, well, Dr. Stewart said I have this. Nope, I don't go there. And I know people who do that. And I said, I'm a doctor and I won't do it. What if I am wrong? Just like a doctor says to a patient, well, there's nothing more that can be done. And that doctor is lying to that patient. The statement that doctor should say is, there's nothing more that I can do for you. And I get very irate when because they're telling the patient nothing more. I tell patients, go to 3 to 5 different doctors and get different opinions. Don't trust just one. And I did that when I was 20 years old, because the first doctor told me I was pregnant. And I said, nope, can't be, impossible, and I refused to pay him.
Dr.
You had to
Suzanne?
be pregnant, okay? So everything is very individualized. I can have a preliminary conversation with them, which I do with every prospective patient. I take the time. I try not to go over 15 minutes, although at times it does, because I want to see if it's a fit for me and a fit for them. Because if I'm going to be dealing with someone who's going to be giving me the yeah buts and all the excuses, I don't need to be there for them. They're not ready for me or anybody else. They're using excuses.
Hello?
I'm here.
Perfect. Welcome back. And
yes.
So, Dr. Suzanne, you mentioned that yes, we'll be taking the risk. We'll be working for you for the whole complete month, just to prove to you that we can get to the results. But the ad spend, let's talk about that. So it's not you don't have to spend $1,500, $2,000 every single month. You can start with, let's say, $1,000, because because the ads, they relate to your business, so you'll have to cover those ad expense, right?
Again, I'm hesitant. $1,000, I don't know you, you don't know me,
Exactly.
And I understand where you're coming from, but I think maybe you need to make a slight change on your lead in by saying it's not going to cost you anything, for the first month. And that means nothing. I mean, people are going to take it at that for that first month, there's no money going out for anything. And that's the way I took it. Okay. I'm sure other people have as well. I mean, it's like with my patients, once they how much you'll get back if you cancel it, or if you don't, or whatever. Okay, so I'm not stealing anybody's money.
Exactly.
I don't want to do that, and I remind them. I remind them about their appointment. So because I don't want to take their money for nothing, and some people freak out a little bit. but I never had a problem. People say, "Well, I can't do that. I'm not doing that." They do it, or they schedule their appointment for another time.
So, Dr. Suzanne,
So,
let me clarify it. So,
yes,
the ad expense, this is an expense that relate to your Facebook ad account. When we create an ad, we are creating the ad for free. We're designing the ad for free, right? We'll give you the content. We'll edit it. We'll do everything for free. We'll set up your ad account. We'll start an ad campaign. Like we also provide these services as a standalone service. So for every service, we charge like $500,000, $2,000. But we'll be offering this service to you for free. But the ad expense, we cannot cover that. Like we cannot cover, like someone has to pay for it, right? Excuse me. Can you hear me?
yes.
Okay. Like someone has to pay for the ad. The advertisement is related to your business. We're promoting your business. So it's not like you're paying this amount to us. It will be your Facebook account, your
Right,
ad
but I'm
account.
also okay. But if you can look at it slightly from my state too, I don't know you also. I mean,
Exactly.
we're playing volleyball here. I get it,
Exactly.
and I'm if I give you this money, there's no guarantee
Now let me
of, you know
let
what I'm
me
saying?
let me correct you.
It's a ping pong ball,
Yeah, let me correct you here.
whether
Let
we're
me
going to
correct you
hit
here.
it back and forth.
Yeah, let me correct you.
Yeah.
You're not giving me this money. I'm not taking this money from you, right? You are investing this money into the ads in Facebook ads. You're paying Facebook. You're not paying me.
And that's where I'm troubled, okay? More so is because I spent thousands of dollars ridiculously when
Okay.
I really couldn't afford to be doing that for ads that they did, okay? It was all part of the and received zero people. I've even had people write a review on Facebook who I never saw. Literally, I've seen that happen a few places, but I've had it happen on Facebook. Someone I never spoke to, someone I never saw, someone I don't know, you know. But during all that time of that money going out, and I was doing more in my business than I'm doing now. I pulled out some of the things I do in my business. I ceased doing them because I wanted to spend more time on another area. And nothing. And that was very troublesome because I might as well just flush the dollars, the thousands of dollars down the toilet.
Exactly. So like I am taking half of the risk, right? Because I have a team of 8 people. We'll be working days and nights in order to get to clients, in order to improve your business operations, in order to improve everything. And I'm not expecting anything financially until and unless I get to the results. So you're not paying me, you're not paying us anything, right? You're paying Facebook for the ads, and I assure you that we'll try our level best to get you the clients. And I am guaranteeing you 20 clients if you are willing to invest $1,500 into your ad account. You'll be paying Facebook and not me, not us. So like you'll not be transferring that amount into my bank account.
Okay, so we're looking, if I look down the road here and I'm putting in money for ads and then I have to pay you, there's
Exactly.
not going to there's not going to be much left for me because I only see a certain number of people a day, and that's it. I do not do people back to back. I do not say you're from 1 to 2 and you're from 2 to 3. I don't do that because I want to sit down, review things, make sure I have their notes, whatever it is. I'll take a break, whatever it is, whatever I need to do. So I definitely do not do, I'm not like a medical doctor for sure, where they have a waiting room of 6 people for the same
Exactly.
time. I because what I do is for that person. And I don't I can't I back to back would be massage, you know, or some of the spiritual stuff. But even then I take a break because my mind needs to be, I have to clear my energy. because I've been dealing with one person's energy. I want my energy cleared out and be ready and fresh for the next one. So I might take some whatever amount of time I need, depending on what I'm doing. You know, the readings I do, I can take 5 minutes, 10 minutes maybe. But if I'm dealing with a patient and I want to make sure I have all my notes so I don't get confused when the next person comes in, I want to make sure everything's clear and I can set it aside and come back to it later because I still have to do the paperwork. So it winds up, being just so many people in a day. That's the way I work. And I have my Zoom calls in the morning, my early morning Zooms.
So
So I'm concerned, yes, if I'm doling out and then I've got to dole out to you, which I don't even know what that would be, what's going to be left for me because I have to still pay all my business expenses.
exactly.
And I am concerned, not worried, but concerned how this breaks down because I'm going to go right back to Facebook. I spent literally well over $5,000-10,000
So
more. I mean, it was ridiculous. It was
so did you
close to
run did you run
$20,000. It
the
was
ads did you run the ads yourself?
no. This company helped me. I don't remember the name of the company today, but I
Mm-hmm.
had a company helping me, supposedly very reputative, and nothing. It was just throwing good money after bad. Well, it takes time, for people. Fine, but I'm all over the Facebook. I was posting all the time too. It wasn't like I was just in the back scenes. I was posting things about health or business or things that would interest people. I never just really discussed anything about me and my life. I had a personal page if I wanted to do that.
Okay.
I don't like
Can I
hanging my
share
laundry out.
can I share an analogy with you here?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's like when you get married to someone who is abusive and who is not a good person and you get divorced, you cannot think that okay, I should never get married again because so you cannot just judge judge the masses at large.
Marriage and throwing away X one. I could, of course, you're frozen again.
So this analogy
Did you hear what I
applies.
said? I said emotions and finances are two entirely different categories. They can never be compared to each other in any way, as far as I'm concerned. One is money, one is feelings, mental, it's two different subject matters. And when you're
So
throwing out, thousands and thousands of dollars looking for getting the repertoire of business and it not coming, and then still having to pay that company as well.
now
That's my concern. It's
let me give
not a,
you
yes.
let me give you a financial analogy. So for example, Elon Musk or as a matter of fact any other businessman,
I
most of
am not going to compare myself to someone who's a multi-billionaire.
no, but he's
I
but
mean, I
he's a
know
human
how he
being.
works. I know how he works. I have followed him many,
Yeah,
and it makes me laugh. And yes, and Gates does it, and Trump, because they're borrowing from Peter to pay Paul, okay, with their investments. I get that. So he takes from this point to go to that point. Okay, I'm going to sell this car. I don't care, because he's constantly reinventing himself.
exactly. So
And
this
it's
is
all,
my
it's
point
all
is
about him and what he's doing, that kind of a thing.
yeah. So
Um,
my point is that if one of your businesses fail, it doesn't mean that you should not start a business again because I lost money. It means that now you have experience. You should start again.
failure is fine because we learn what not to do. We
Exactly.
learn what we can do. I understand that. But throwing money away and not getting anything, with the same company that you're introducing me to leads me with a rusty
We can do
feeling.
we can do one thing. Like if you have these
What can
concerns,
we do?
yeah, what we can do is that you don't have to throw $1,500 right away, right? We'll start with if this is your concern, we'll start with, let's say, $500 or $400, right? We'll run ads worth to $300, $500, and if you're able to get to the results with that amount, then it will give you some sort of like, it will develop some sort of trust between us though. Okay, these guys know what they're doing, they're able to give me clients, so you don't have to throw $1,500. Let's do it for like 5 to 6, like let's for the first 10 days, let's keep our budget to $400, whatever amount you want to invest in the ads, right? So we can do that as
Okay.
well. We can do that. You don't have to throw $1,500 right away.
Okay.
Does it make sense?
Yes. Now I'm going to have to go through my finances and see where I can put it because I literally have the inability. I know it's going to sound funny, but to get to some of my stuff at all. At all. I can't get to it. It's locked away. Okay. I cannot get to it.
Okay.
And it's locked away for a good reason, obviously. Um, so I have to see what I have available in my other sources because this isn't the only thing that I'm doing.
Exactly. I totally understand that.
I'm working on making big changes in my business structure of things. Reinventing myself is the best word I like to use because what I was doing in the past, all through last year and into this year, isn't working. So I've changed it. I started around, I want to say around February was when I started looking at things from a different perspective, like putting that, dealing with my patients from a different perspective, looking at things and doing everything with a new light. And that's what I'm doing. That's why I'm having this conversation with you. Or else, I mean, I've talked to a lot of people and was very easily able to say, thank you, no, thank you. We wouldn't be sitting here still talking if it's on my mind of, all sides of this. And if I know something, if I feel, I get pretty good feelings about things, I will move forward. It's like when I got with my
What do you
coach,
what do you feel
that
about
was a no.
this? What do you
Huh?
feel about all this? Like, what do you feel about me, about this venture that we are about to start? What do you feel about this? Like,
My concern, my feelings are that I maintain respect for you and again, definitely invisible. I'm very curious to see how this is really going to work as far as my scheduling and things working with the ads and everything. I'm curious. It's
yeah,
not a fear, it's curiosity, really.
exactly.
A
Curiosity is a good
curiosity
thing.
and it's a curiosity and a concern that we understand each other, how I work. Um, I like, I always take new patients because if I can help somebody, I want to be able to help them. That's the bottom reason. Um, the money is energetics. It's the energetics of money. Okay. It's an exchange. I'm exchanging one thing for another. The patient has to understand they are exchanging their money to me for
with your
what I
time,
can
with your
provide
time
to
and
them.
expertise. Yes.
You know, that's important. And one of the reasons why I haven't done the Zoom meeting is because I've been thinking, I've been thinking about it, not even taking any action on it because I haven't figured it out. Do I want to do group things with health? And do I want to have a group? Do I want to do this? Do I want to do that? I'm just playing around with all the dominoes to, you know, maybe dominoes is not the perfect thing, marbles or something. You just kind of, okay, how does that feel? Do I really want to do that? Will that really work? Because I've done a lot of teaching. I've taught at the universities. I've done loads and loads and loads of programs. I've got file cabinets of programs that I've done, and I'll never do those again. I know that. I always do something new, but I hold on to them anyway, maybe for awareness of something I might spark an interest. So every step I'm taking, just like you, this is new. And yes, I'm curious.
So curiosity is a good thing, first of all. And thank you for sharing that you have worked with an agency before and things didn't go in your favor. So if finance is really an issue, if you don't want to risk a lot of money, so I I offered you that, okay, we'll start with
But
300.
we can start small and see what happens
Exactly.
there because um, yeah, 2008. And what I went through in 2008, I knew that certain things needed to be locked away. They had to be because I knew it was going to come again. I knew it was going to come again. Things happen in series,
Exactly.
and
I totally
that's
understand that. So, Dr. Suzanne, if you're up for it, if you're interested, like you don't have to invest 1,500, $2,000. We can start with 300,
yeah.
400,
Because if it's going
500.
to work, it's going to work. If it's going to work, it's going to work. Because
Exactly.
I need receipts for those ads. I need receipts from you. I need,
Of
you know,
course.
because I for my accountant say, okay, so this is going towards the ads, which gets put into that particular structure. Because I am very, very detail oriented, very much so. It could drive people crazy sometimes.
Understand that
I
everything
like details.
everything that we do will be documented. You will be able to see it real time that, okay, on this particular date, we invested $65, let's say, and we were able to get 3 leads who might be interested, and then so everything will be documented. I'll show you how you can check the details. So nothing goes into my bank account, everything goes into the Facebook's bank account, and you'll be able to see the receipts, real-time data, each and everything will be documented, so you don't have to worry about that. And Dr. Suzanne, lastly, if you're interested, I will send the next email that I will send you. I'll send you some ad samples, some creatives that I think that might suit your style of counseling. So you will go through those creatives, you will see the videos, and then you will let me know that, okay, which video do you think is more of your style, right? Is more of your style. And then
I'm going, okay, yeah,
and
okay.
then once you select your style, we'll give you content and you will add some content from yourself. And then once our contact and style is ready, you will create a video and then we will edit that video if there is any editing required. So we'll edit it for you. And once our ad creatives are ready, we'll set up your ad account, Facebook ad account, your Facebook page, each and everything will do that. And then we'll start the ad campaign and see for like 8 to 10 days. We'll try it. We'll do different experiments, different keywords, different targeting styles. And if things are if things are going well, if you believe that things are going well, or we are putting our efforts into getting you clients, then we'll go ahead, then we'll proceed. If you believe that, okay, I think I'm not getting the right hints or the right, I'm not enjoying this, or I'm not, if for whatsoever reason you don't want to continue with us, so there are no strings attached. You don't have to pay us a single dollar. You can just say whatever, whenever you want to, you can say that okay, sir, I think this is not working for me. I think I'm not getting it. I'm not getting the value, whatever whatsoever. We can end the agreement right away. So this is what I can do for you.
Okay. Because I'm okay going on a slow scale. I mean, I'd rather be slow and careful than fast and furious.
Mm.
I mean,
So
in the end, I didn't do this, but I was being trained to be a jockey.
really?
That, in my opinion, I did in New York. I was going to be a jockey in New York on Long Island. And I was there every day, 4 o'clock in the morning, doing what I needed to do and then being out on the track and so forth. And it wasn't my idea, by the way. I want you to know. The only reason I agreed to do it was because I was pursuing an acting career. And I thought, that's another point for me. But it was a friend of who was a trainer, and he saw me, and I was Robin. But he wanted to talk me into it, and it's the scariest damn thing. And I'm not frightened of things, but I said that is the most dangerous sport. Yes, the horse is the athlete, but that's you fall off that horse, you could be trampled.
Yeah.
And yes, they get paid a lot, just like other athletes do, because their injuries are outrageous.
Is it like polo?
So, I get it. I'm going to go the slow way, into that, working with the horses and, being out on the track with a racehorse, with only a trainer and me, on horses. It was, yeah, I'll take the slow road. Thank you.
Okay, so we will go back and take the
I'm
slow
not
road.
like when I'm hiking. When I'm hiking, I want to get to the top of the mountain as quickly as I can. I enjoy the scenery. I enjoy it. I mean, I'm a rock climber. I mean, I'm a daredevil from that perspective.
You're full of it. You're full of
But
it. You have a lot of talents.
um, there's certain, I have to bounce. I'm fearless. I mean, I know things are out there, and I just pay attention to it. So
So
yes, I'd rather take it one step at a time and get there and say, yes, this is working, or no, this is not.
I will adopt your speed. I will adopt your
It's just
style.
like with my patients, well, I really would like to come for a longer session, but it would be easier for me because it's less money. Fine. We can do whatever we can. And sometimes I'll even go over just to give them extra, you know, because
Exactly.
I
So
have to charge them tax too. I have to charge tax for the services here. I have to do that. And that comes out too. So, and I tell them what I tell them in the document I send for them to pay. And it says taxes. I said, because I'm forced to pay taxes, I will give you extra time. And then they can't complain about it.
okay. So Dr.
I
Suzanne,
had some person complain one time. I put that in, and I haven't heard a complaint since. Knock on wood.
all right.
It
So
worked.
once again, thank you so much for joining this meeting.
Extra. There you go again.
Mm. Okay, I'm here. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
You got to get that fixed.
Okay, perfect, perfect.
Yes,
So
you have to get that freezing fixed.
exactly. So thank you once again for joining this meeting, Dr. Suzanne, and thank you for the opportunity to work with you. Now the next step is that I will send you an email. Uh, that email will contain a lot of different types of ads, different types of ad creatives, and you will choose your style. once you choose your style, then we'll give you content, and then we'll talk about that content, right? So we'll
Okay.
also include the spiritual part or the counseling part. So whatever you want to go with, we'll work on the content. And once our content is ready, you will shoot that ad. And once you shoot that ad, you'll send me that ad. And then I'll send it to my editor, who will edit that ad, make it Facebook style, each and everything. And once our ad creative is ready, we'll set up your ad account, and then we'll start the ad campaign. Like, you should think about it. And once you think about it, that okay, I'm willing to invest this much money in the start, in the beginning, right? You give me that figure. Once I have that figure, once I have that figure, I will allocate I'll allocate that balance in the right way. Sounds good?
Okay. Good enough.
Perfect. So, Dr. Hussain, if you have any questions, if you have any concerns, please feel free to ask.
If I do, I'll shoot you an email.
Perfect, perfect.
You
So,
know, and I will be awaiting what you're sending me. Now, the mail is coming in. Just send to the doctor one, because I think you have two emails of mine. I think you have the B dot and you have the doctor. Let's just keep it on one of them.
okay,
The doctor or the B. I think doctor will be better because I get a lot of stuff on B dot healthy. I'm actually well, I'm not gonna get into that, but because I don't have the spiritual and wellness website or anything yet. I'm not ready for that yet. I don't want, if it's not that, I will respond to you.
perfect, perfect. So, thank you once again. I'm really excited for
He's
this.
frozen again.
I'm really excited for this collaboration. I look forward to achieving great milestones together. And next, I will send you the email. It will contain ad creatives, and you will select your style. Then we'll talk about the content, and then we will conduct an onboarding meeting where where you'll get to meet my team. We'll discuss your style, your preferences, each and everything, and we'll get started. Sounds good?
I asked you, do you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
What state are you located in? Or are you outside the US?
Yeah, so we are located in Florida, and we
You're
are
in Florida.
yeah, yeah. So we are more like a virtual team. We have people from all over the world, experts from all over the world, and like our video
Because I
editors.
wasn't familiar, I wasn't area. I didn't recognize where that area code was. That's why I asked.
Right, right, right. So right,
I'm more familiar with the 561, which is Florida.
exactly. So Dr. Sen, I'm really excited for this. Really excited. It was not easy to convince you. You are a detailed oriented person, but this it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Everybody should be like you, because you know
Well, no, then the world would be very boring.
exactly, exactly. Like,
Everybody should be different.
world without disagreements, I just don't want to see it personally. So there should be disagreements, concerns, things like these. And this is how you grow.
Yeah.
This is how transparency comes.
Well, like I told you in the beginning, right? Yeah, I like to be in the positive mode rather than the negative mode. Too many people are living in that negative mode, and
Exactly.
it's
I still
and I
remember
correct them.
I still remember you correcting me, in our very first meeting. You said that, hey,
It
don't use
feels better.
exactly,
It just feels better to say the positive words than the negatives.
exactly. Life becomes
Okay,
very easy.
well, I will leave you with peace and love and
Thank you
joy
so much.
and
Thank you so much for your time, doctor.
prosperity.
And I'll shoot you an email, and then you will reply with your review, with your selection, and then we'll take it from there. Sounds good?
Okay, very good.
Take good care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next meeting. Bye bye.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.